Hi, maybe you are at the beginning of your inner spiritual journey, or maybe you've been here for a long time. However the case is, warm welcome to my pod Shift Your Energy by Meditation Jam with Maria Rinné. And this is a part of my podcast that is created to be your guide, your inspiration and your companion, moving through a time that is highly transformational, where we are shifting our drive from our mind to our heart and soul. And I am your host, Maria. I am here to share my stories, tools and lessons from my own inner journey that I've been on now for a bit over 2 decades, as well as exploring the many ways we can all reconnect to the energy within. And we will dive deep into what it means to grow, to heal, to show up, and to expand your awareness with the aim to bring you insights that sparks that beautiful shift. Please take what resonates with you. This is not a religion nor a science. It is a way of life that is connected to your heart and the magic of life. And I am here as an example. And I'm really happy to share how it started, the journey through, and where I am right now. So I hope you will be inspired, maybe entertained, as well as we will in some episodes explore some powerful tools and techniques to shift your energy and to realign you with yourself, your life force, and your beautiful pure purpose. Sometimes it will be just you and me, and other times I'll be inviting guests, visionaries, light workers and kindred spirits to share their wisdom and inspire us all. So whether you're beginning your spiritual journey or seeking new perspectives along the way, or just want to recognize yourself in these stories to witness your journey, I hope that Shift Your Energy will be a space to learn, to laugh and connect on a deeper level. So let's walk this path together and discover what happens when we turn inward, when we switch on that light, expand our power, connect, walk our talk and start to step into that more joyful new way of life that is here for us all. So are you ready? I know that I am. Warm welcome, let's begin. So hi and warm welcome to today's episode of Shift Your Energy. And today I am going to talk about authenticity, or one part of authenticity, together with one of my energy adventures that I've done to Northwest Ireland in 2016. And every month I tap into the energy of the month. And for November I have this information that it's all about bringing our inner light forward, to stand in our light and to step into our authenticity. And that might sound hard for some, easy for the others, and confusing maybe for some. So for me, I feel it is a lot of angles that's part of being authentic. And there has been time that I felt like, well, now I'm really in contact with myself. I'm myself fully. And then something shows up and either I am back in an old behavior, thought loop or pattern, or I'm just acting in a way that I don't feel is authentic at all, for whatever reason might be. And I feel it's because we are forever expanding, so there are new situations coming to us at all times, where we have to kind of dip our toes in the water and see, so who am I in this environment or in this situation? But also there may be things that we haven't looked at, our shadow parts. So even if we feel we are authentic, maybe when they come up, we don't want to go there, so we just push them away.
And I have a really great example for that. Just the other day, I had a teeny tiny argument with one of my godsons, and it was like about nothing. But I could feel myself getting annoyed in the situation, and I could feel myself being a little bit more snappy in my voice. And then we just resolved it, and I went and did my thing, and I could feel this hanging on to me. And what is so brilliant with working with energies and doing the work, going on this journey, I feel, is that when these situations shows up, then we can catch them quicker. Almost like 5 minutes after this had happened, I was like, wait a minute, why did I react in that way? And why did I feel so annoyed for the situation that was actually nothing? And he was in all his right to do what he was doing. And I could see myself having an old behavior of control. And when we are to step into our authenticity fully, it is important to also look at our shadow sides, to claim them and to be responsible for them so that we can grow and learn and move on. In this situation, it was very important for me to then go back to my godson and tell him, the other day or yesterday or the last hour or whenever it was, I could feel myself reacting in this way, and that wasn't right. So I took responsibility for my reaction and let him know that 1, it's okay to be wrong, and 2, it wasn't you, it was me in this instant, and it was an old behavior. For me, it was important to be vocal about it, because then I was like grounding the energy that I see you, old behavior, I am not okay with you, and I am releasing it. That is one part of stepping into our authenticity. So it's not only about shining our beautiful light and being this enlightened spiritual being, because we all strive to go there, but we are human. We make mistakes, and mistakes are one part of us to learn. So be grateful to it and don't shy away from it. And if you want to step into your authentic self, then be prepared to be accountable. I had another example 2 weeks ago where everything was going wrong. Everything I was doing was like mayhem. And again, it was very important for me to put my hand up and say, so that was my part in this mess that we created, and I'm learning from it, and I'm taking responsibility for my part. And if I hadn't done that, if I had tried to step away and let someone else be responsible for the whole thing, then I wouldn't have grown. I wouldn't have expanded my authenticity. And of course, usually when we put our hands up, the response is, that's fine, it's no problem, we can solve it, or yes, but we did this, and so that is lovely. I love to have that positive reaction. But it is in a way for myself to just stand in my truth and say, okay, I was part of that mistake and I am learning, and next time I will be more careful in whatever it might be. So part of our authenticity is to, I believe, also look at our shadows and learn from them, don't shy away from them, and to see them as the beautiful lessons as they are, not as something that we don't want to welcome. Because if we don't do it, then they will stay. In November, I am going to host a Pure Heart Ignition at Insight Timer, where we connect to the energy of authenticity to bring that out in ourselves. And I'm also going to have a live talk by the end of November about this subject as well. So I really feel that there are so many angles to dive into when it comes to authenticity and standing in our light, being accountable for our shadows are one. Another part is balance. And this is something that I picked up. If you are new to me, I work as an energetic key to unlock energy in people and places. And I have for over a decade, I've been called to places around the world where I go. And when I arrive there, I become like an energetic key to unlock the energy in this spot. That's the place the land has been holding for us. And then I bring that energy with me. And when I go on these journeys, I usually get like just some hints of where I'm going through channeled information. And then I start to Google and I see that, okay, there is a place called this and it's in the country that I had channeled and it has this and this. So it's like a puzzle. And when I get to these places, they are usually not like widely known. So it doesn't have to be like a touristic place. More usually it's like a stone out on a field or a wood or a lake or just an area. But what they all have in common is that they are magical and beautiful and the energy there is like divine. And I've also noticed that when I go on these energetic journeys with myself being a key, it is like stepping into another dimension. It's like being in a land of beautiful energy that is just moving me to the right spots where I'm about to do my work. And then I can come back to that place another time and it feels like every day. So it's both the intent and the energy and the connection that I'm bringing at that time. And I usually get times when I'm supposed to go to these places. So in 2016, I was called to go to Northwest Ireland, to an area around Donegal, and I was to work with an energy team around breaking boundaries. And the breaking boundaries, it was about going beyond our ego, going beyond our mind, going beyond time, set up structures. And that was the energy I was going to connect to and bring back. And so I went, and it was a lovely journey. I had this most amazing vibrant energy from the fairies that I usually connect to. And for me, fairy energy is like earth energy. It's like that light, bubbly, creative, joyful energy that we have put the name fairy on. I work with a lot of fairy energy, and especially in Ireland, it's always very potent there. And I started my first 2 days, I was on this beautiful place. It's called Fairy Pools. And I went to the highest cliff in Europe. It's called Sleeve Lead, probably pronounced in another way. But it's a beautiful, really high cliff. And you have this pilgrim walk up. And I worked with the energies there. And then on I think it was the 3rd day, I was to go to this wood called Ardnamona. Again, probably pronounced in another way. And I went there. And it's a beautiful forest next to Lake Eskin. And the day that I was going there, the day before when I had been up on the cliff, it had been like stormy weather, wind, fog, like a real trial to get to the place I was going to. And usually on my journeys, there is something that it's like an obstacle I have to pass. Not too much, not too big. So this time it had been when I was up on the cliff, it was the weather. But the day when I went to Ardnamona, the forest, it was so still and quiet and just a lovely, still a little bit, not foggy, but that grayish, that's very magical feeling. And I remember when I went into the forest, my first step where the path started into this forest, I immediately felt like I was stepping into another dimension. It was like I was stepping into this bubble of light where I had the masculine energy on one side and the feminine energy on the one other side. And I was walking in between. And this is where the energy of balance comes in. And I'm going to circle back to that. So I was walking into this forest and having this amazing feeling and really connected to the fairy energy, that light, bubbly earth energy. But with these strong, really strong pulls from both sides. So it was like if I would turn this, I would feel my body filled with the masculine. And we are not talking gender here, but the energy. So it was like I was feeling the masculine energy really active, really potent. And then I turned another way and I would feel the feminine really potent and really soft as well. And I was walking this balance in between, and this walk is lovely minor waterfalls, and it was green, and this is in October, but there was still green trees, and the vibe was lovely. But I could also feel like I was in a way watched, like there was someone else there with me, not physical person, but some other energy was there to, I don't know, guide me, help me, or it was just a very strong energy that I had a presence of at all time. And then when I got to the lake, I felt that that was the place to sit down and do the meditation and do my connection. So I sat down, and the lake was so like a mirror, and you could see the hills on the other side of the lake mirroring on the sea. It was just like this beautiful, beautiful place. And I sat down and I did the meditation. I connected to the energy. I opened up the energy that I was there to work with. And it was all about balance, to balance male and female energy. And if we have too much of one, then we can't really stand in our authenticity. If we have too much male energy throughout the day, I mean, we can bring it in when we want to, we can bring in the female when we want to, but as an overall balance, if we have too much of the one or the other, then we can't stand in our authenticity fully. And it's so beautiful, because when I go on these energetic journeys to become this key, I get all these insights and I get information, but it's not always I understand it. And I understood the feeling of balance and female and male, but it's just recently that it really has sunk. And I feel it's because we need more components, of course, and also it's when we are ready. So I've got the knowledge, I've got the information, I've got the energy, but my mind or me wasn't ready to fully bring it out as it has now. And I'm sure there are still more parts that needs to be added, but this is at least further along than where I was in 2016 in becoming balanced and authentic. So say, for example, we have these moments or people that feel like they have to tell the truth all the time. They have to, and that is about being authentic. I feel that is more the male energy pushing and having to be seen or take place, because you don't always have to say everything. If no one asks you, you don't have to say something that will hurt someone else, even if it is true. I hear a lot that, well, I was just saying my truth and she or he got upset, but did that person ask for it? Was it necessary? Or was it just you being too full on, too in the male energy? And the opposite, if we are too much in the female energy, then we can be more like understanding. No, well, that's fine. You don't have to, or, we just step back in a way. And that is not being authentic either. So finding that balance between having the female energy and having the overall picture and being supportive and understanding, as well as having the male energy to tell our truth with love, with grace when it is needed, to stand for our purpose, are really important. And in this energy that I had walking through Ardnamona Woods, it was like I could touch it. Even though I didn't at that moment fully understand it, it has trickled down to the importance of bringing both of these energies within us and not being angry or afraid to one. Usually we connect them with gender, and maybe something has happened in our lives from one or the other side where we feel like we have a distance. But this is the energy. It's not about the gender. And in us all, we have female and male, or yin and yang, if you like, energy. And to have those in balance makes us be able to stand in our authenticity. When I was done with my meditation, I stood up. I still had that presence from someone, and I thanked the place. I journaled after as well, and I just took a moment to be grateful, and then I walked out. And the moment I stepped out of the forest, I just felt like I've been going through a tunnel, another dimension, and I could feel that energy that I've been in. It just moved away, and I was back in real life. And that presence that I had with me all the time, it had also disappeared. So I love those journeys. And this summer, I also felt like I've been doing this for so long, traveling to places that are calling me out and becoming this key. And I love it. And now I feel it's also time for me to bring it further. So this summer I created a coach program, and in this program, during 1 year, I will follow your energy, and I will connect usually once a week to tap into see what your heart wants to tell you. It's not about you, your personal things, but to what is it your heart wants to tell you. It's not a program about getting more followers, getting more money, getting the man or the woman that you want. It's nothing about that. This is about getting you. This is about getting into your authentic self and doing it with a light and open heart together with the energies. And in that program, besides me weekly tapping into your heart, if I get a calling that I am to take you to an energetic spot, then we are going there together, because I am the key. So I will open up the energy that is calling you, and that I had channeled. And I'm really excited about that program. That you can read more about that on my webpage. So that was the story of authenticity and balance, and how I connected to it in Northwest Ireland. And it was such a beautiful journey, and I hope it might have inspired you to look at how are you with your male-female balance. And if you want to do a quick test, you can just imagine yourself closing your eyes, holding out your hands, and then imagine that you add female energy to one hand, male energy to the other hand, and just stand relaxed and see, are you holding them in the same space or horizontal, or is one higher or lower than the other? And then maybe that's the one that's lower, that's the one you should put some attention to, so that they become balanced. So, if you're listening to this when it's being released, I will talk more about authenticity at my live talk at Insight Timer, the end of November. And we will also do a Pure Heart Ignition now I think it's next Saturday or Sunday, tapping into the energy of authenticity. And I expect that it will be another angle than balance. But balance is an important part of standing in your light, and also looking at your shadows, being accountable for your actions, reactions, standing in your truth also when it feels a bit uncomfortable, and taking responsibility for it. And letting your mind know that it's okay. We all make mistakes, and as long as we learn and grow from it, then that's fine. If we don't, if we just push it away, if we don't want to look at that, then they keep on knocking and coming back, dressed in different clothes. So to be in your authentic self, then that is a tip. I thank you so much for listening today, and I hope to see you next time. Satnam.
You have been listening to Meditation Jam with Maria Rinné, and I am so grateful that you have joined today with your energy. If you liked it, please remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a review if there was something specific that you enjoyed. And you will find more links in the text below from my guests, and also to my social media if you like to follow me there. So thank you again for joining, and I hope you have a beautiful day, week and month. Satnam.